We have, let's do a roll call on this word. We have our new member with us, Rachel. Rachel Pierce. Yay.
Mike Dietz.
Sadie Kosa.
Pam House.
Judy Hunter. Kristen and Aaron are both off tonight, but we have enough for quorum, so we're good with that. Welcome, Rachel. We're glad to have you with us.
Thank you.
It's going to be a fun summer. We're going to do some planning tonight and see what we can come up with for the summertime, but yeah, it's good.
This is cool.
Yeah.
This is so cool.
Courtney is unable, she's from Genesee County Parks and Recreation. We partnered with her last year for quite a few programs that worked out really, really well. And we invited her to come to our meeting tonight to see if she could give us some feedback on how those programs went. And unfortunately she's sick, but she sent me some points to share with you. And we'll get her back another time. Okay, here's her feedback from Genesee County. 5/16/24, we did the birding 101. We had a great crowd despite the mixed age audience. The subject matter and the activities suited the attendees. That was really, really fun. That was a real fun program that we did, I thought. Fishing was 6/6/24. Not many folks came. That was weather related. But other than that, it was a good location and the setup was good. It was a really low attendance for the fishing. So I'll have to think about that. On August 1st, we did a kids event down at Wooden Park. And she said it went okay. If I could change one thing, it would be to bring more interactive artifacts and a couple of different live animals. Do you agree?
Yeah. I mean, I think she brought like 2 or 3, a turtle and a cockroach. And some of the kids really like that stuff, but yeah.
I agree with that. I agree.
Are you gonna bring that up during the business part?
I'm bringing it up on Courtney.
Okay.
Just a note, now this will impact us. We are reorganizing our staff over the next few months. As we settle into our new structure, our availability may be limited. Thank you, I'm interested in your feedback as well. Feel free to call, text, or email. My contact info is below. So it sounds like they may be staff reducing, which would cause us to have less access to folks that could come and help us this year. So when Courtney's better, we'll get her back here and see what we can come up with. I'll invite her again to come in our March meeting and see what we've got. By March, we still have time to plan for summertime.
She's really valuable.
Yeah, she really is. Yeah,
Oh,
she
Genesee
really is.
County Parks is undergoing the same issues. All the government agencies are.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay, we have to do an appointment of officers. We do this every January. We do the secretary and the chairperson. So since Pam and I are in those positions right now, we need one of you three to motion.
Motion that,
Pam.
to nominate Pam for secretary? Yes, I nominate Pam for secretary. I nominate Judy for president.
I nominate you to take it back over.
I second Judy.
Oh, well.
You got the vote. Okay, we've got that out of the way, so we're all set for all this year then.
Do you have to like vote on it or anything?
Oh, I guess we kind of.
Oh, maybe nobody likes
That's a
you.
good idea.
Maybe they're sick of your leadership.
Okay, can I move, Heather's always done that, can I move to do that or no?
How about
I can't.
we move to
I
vote
can't.
for Judy to be president. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Okay,
Fair enough.
motion covered.
You're in.
Carries.
What about me?
Okay.
We have to vote for
Yeah,
you too?
we have to-
Okay, is someone at the second? Anyways, I need to forget what I just
I
said.
move to vote
I move
for
to,
Pam, the secretary.
Oh, there you go.
I second.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
That carries.
Just becoming.
Minutes from November 21st. Has everyone had a moment to look at that?
Yes.
Okay, any changes, additions? So we'll need to approve the minutes. I move that we approve the minutes from November 21st.
Second.
Mike, second. Thank you. Pam has added in our agenda all of our meeting dates for next year, or this year, which is great. So we are all set for those. They'll always be here, meetings will always be here.
It's that same formula of what, the second Thursday,
Yeah.
or third Thursday.
Third Thursday.
Yeah.
I'm sorry? Yes.
Oh, for that, for the minutes, okay. Just wanna make sure.
And we wanna keep it at the same time, it's published at the same time.
Yeah, 6 o'clock's okay for everybody. Yeah, we can keep it down, I think that's great. Okay, public hearings and special presentations. Do we have anybody in the audience that is doing a presentation today?
No, I'm talking about.
Tessa?
Oh, you're on.
Event planning.
Okay, we'll bring you in at that point. Is that okay? Tessa?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
Okay, so no special presentations.
No.
Do we have a sign-in sheet?
No.
Not sign-in sheet.
For what?
Sign-in sheet for people who come and
You're
attend.
saying sign-in sheet?
I didn't mean
Yeah,
sign-in
we never,
sheet,
we
sign-in.
never had before, Pam.
Okay.
We have students that come often,
Yeah.
and students, we sign their paperwork and things like that, but, we haven't had signed.
Yeah.
We don't
Okay.
really much.
Okay, I didn't know if we did, because, or if we needed to. I was gonna ask it, cause I thought, well, maybe if we need it. I don't know. Okay, all right.
I like your sweater, Pam.
Thank you. It's warm.
We have no citizens' comments or communications. Okay, let's get to business. At last month's meeting, we talked a lot about what we were gonna be doing this fall, or this summer, I'm sorry, this summer. And we talked about some things that we didn't wanna repeat again because it was redundant. We wanna kind of switch it up a little bit. And I know we kind of are thinking about not having square dancing again because it was too hot and
Oh,
it wasn't.
we just
filled.
didn't have the attendance,
We didn't have attendance, yeah.
tapered off each year
And we kind of nixed the fishing because it just wasn't really.
for the same reason.
Yeah. So we came up with some other ideas though, and I want to, we can jump ahead, maybe Tessa, maybe if you want to jump in with what you want
Yeah,
to speak with us
I'd
about, because this is going to work into what we plan for spring and summer.
So we've been partnering with GDL, sorry, John. With GDL a little bit more. They are willing and wanting to partner with us, and they have a bunch of programming that they do for GDL. And they pay for the cost of the presentation or the show. It would just be up to the board to basically kind of be there and be the face of it. Their events do go to all of Genesee County, so it's not just Linden, and it's all ages can go. I did bring their little handout so you guys can all look. Some ideas that she gave me, this is their fall edition, but they do I think it's April, May, June, and then July, August, they do it by quarter. So right now they're starting to do their summer edition, and if you guys are interested, they would kind of do a program with it. Some ideas she gave me. So Kelly from GDL, they have worked with the Sloan Museum on events that they've done. A bubble presenter, animal presenters, kids concerts or puppets, or you could do at the park. A honey or educational, how to do your own honey with the honeybees. They bring the honeybees out and they do that kind of stuff. How to maple syrup with the whole tree situation.
Sweet.
Yep. And then they do gardening program. They have a seed librarian that would come out. They also do composting. She said they also have like a Nerf war thing. I don't know how you guys would do that outside if you want to do it, but I mean,
What was it?
a Nerf war
Nerf war.
kind of situation, but she had someone that did that too.
Wow.
So I think that was probably more of a winter thing or fall thing if you guys are thinking.
Those are great ideas.
Yeah, so they would be working on, so their spring is March, April, May, and then their summer is June, July, and August. So we'd probably be planning for the June, July, and August. So
Yep.
whatever we do, they would also put in their little brochure like that, and then also we would present it at the city, and it would also have like our logo and then GDL's logo also on it too. So, but they cover the cost of the presenter. It's just up to us to kind of be the host of it.
So we need to provide the space for them, and they do the advertising.
Yep.
We can do it, of course, through the city.
Yep.
So if we did this in, like, how many times would they want to come? Did they say anything about that?
nope, they're pretty open, we're doing a couple here at Low C already, and then it's kind of like, they're pretty much open to anything, they really like doing this kind of stuff, and they're all about putting their name out there, and that's what their goal is,
Mhm.
so it's kind of a partnership in that way,
Okay.
but they'll plan anything, basically, she says she has a long list of stuff.
How do we contact them?
I have been working with Kelly Flynn, she's the communication manager, and I can put you in contact with her if
Okay.
you want to.
Okay,
Now, the library board is also
Mhm.
doing that, right?
Yep.
And they already have a slate of activities scheduled, is that true?
Yeah, so we.
I don't know how far along they are.
So we just started kind of like putting that together of possible dates, but the library board, they are in the works of doing their own programs, but they'll probably be here centralized, and mostly probably, I don't know, maybe once a quarter or something like that, I'm thinking, so. But very early stages, they just started talking about that in January, so,
would the library board then be doing more indoor activities,
yeah.
or we're gonna be always outside?
Yeah, I told her that you guys are more geared outside and that as of right now, you guys just do summer stuff. If you wanted to expand it doing a year-round thing, then that's a possibility with them. And then you could also partner with the library board at this time too, so.
So, what do you guys feel? How do you feel about this?
I think it'd be cool to see what they have. I mean, the ones that you've listed, I wrote down like 6 of them that I like.
Yeah, I think that's a
Is
great
it
idea.
possible for Kelly to come to one of our meetings?
Yeah,
So we
I
can
can
chat about it?
Yeah.
I think it's fitting, cause the seed person would work well with community garden.
Mhm.
They could even do something on the same day.
Yeah, that's a
Put those
possibility.
words to action.
Yeah. Okay, maybe for our March meeting, how about if we have Kelly come?
Yeah.
And if you could shoot me her information, I'll invite her to come to our
Yeah.
March meeting, and then we can kind of nail down.
One I know that the library board's doing is owls.
Oh, they are.
Ooh,
Yeah,
yeah,
we're
that
trying to
was-
get owls.
They're gonna bring an owl in here and,
Oh, really?
Mhm.
a real life breeding
Yeah.
owl.
Cool.
You should
It would be
invite
really
the
cool.
library board too.
I'm sorry?
Invite the library board to come to March too.
Oh, that's a possibility. I think
might-
we just need to know what things.
Or
are
have, maybe Kelly would come.
Maybe just
Just
talk
to
with
share.
Kelly first to see what you guys wanna do. She has a long list of ideas of what you guys do. I would come with in March though, more of like what you wanna see, because she has just a long list that she could do whatever you guys want, from what it sounds like. So
Maybe I
just come
can
with
get-
your ideas.
Maybe I can get her to email that, and then I can email it to you folks,
Yeah.
and then we can have a good look at that before we come in March.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay, let's do that. I think it sounds great. So, I like that idea a lot.
Cause even if we gear one of those as a little Linden Explorers.
Mhm, oh, yeah.
Oh, that'd be
The
good.
bubble one would be fun
Yeah.
too. The bubble ones are really fun. Yeah. Okay, that sounds really good. Excellent. Other than the things from GDL, we talked last month about, doing an owl walk again with Courtney, but the library's gonna be doing something with owls. That would be pretty redundant. But an owl walk would really be cool.
Well, we're really, for the library, we're really doing something, as of right now, trying to do it more recent, like
Okay.
February, March.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
We haven't gone out.
And
Okay.
it'd be different species of owl in the summer.
Yeah, I would think so.
A little bit different, you know.
It'd be fun to do an owl walk down at, Eagles Wood
Mhm.
Park during the summer, like we did the bird walk.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about that?
I like that.
I think a lot of people really like that, so I think
Yeah.
that should be,
Yeah, it's exercise and walking and listening and learning about nature.
Yeah, I wonder if we can get Courtney on board for that.
Another thought would be, Byron Park, or
What do
whatever,
you-
Linden County Park.
What do you think?
Yeah.
It's not in the
It's like
city.
that.
My son went to the bird watching last year and absolutely loved it.
That's what I
Um,
thought.
That is what he is, he's very much into that,
The
so.
county park is huge, so that would be a really perfect place for it.
A better chance of at least hearing an owl
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
there. I hear owls south of me a lot.
We hear them in the woodlot all the time.
I don't hear them north of me.
Yeah, there's actually,
Well,
By the
that's not
cemetery.
true. I hear
by the
screech owls out
cemetery.
there.
yeah, actually, there's a,
Lots of screech
The-
owls right now.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
so in the area behind the cemetery, there's actually trails back there on the wooded part. And you can see, I see all kinds of
So-
wildlife back there.
So yeah, I'm just thinking with the larger amount of real estate, maybe it'd be better over there. I don't know.
Yeah,
It would be a good segue to it since they wanted to promote that park so much.
and the nice thing is the paths are all nicely paved. So even if you were to get someone that walks, it couldn't,
And
an
there's
older
a
person,
Pavilion,
They
right,
could
right
still
at the
walk
start of the
along.
woods too, where we could meet at the pavilion and they could do a little talk there.
yeah, there's a nice pavilion over there.
Okay, let's put Owl Walk on our list.
Keep it on the list.
We talked about the Owl Walk, we talked about a boat craft with a parent, we talked about a garage, all that you can garage and popcorn with movies. We talked about kayaking again.
That was well received,
The kayaking,
wasn't
yeah,
it?
it was.
It was what?
Kayaking.
Well received.
Oh, yeah, it was.
Are you guys up for doing kayaking again this year?
I think that's
I
a
think so,
great,
just like we said though, we had it scheduled for 2 hours and after an hour, we
Yeah, it would-
taking care of everybody.
Yeah, yeah. I would like to see it, if we do kayaking again, I would like to see it start maybe a little bit later so that more people aren't, I think we started at 6 or something like that, maybe start at 6:30 so that people can come. But we had a big group last year and then they were gone.
Yeah.
It was right when we opened up and then they were gone. All right, let's put kayaking on the list. for
okay,
this year.
I'll,
And Rachel, what we did last year and the year before in the Mill Pond, we had the Shiawassee River Shuttle come, and they brought kayaks, and we just did sort of a in the Mill Pond, get to know your kayaking type of thing. And I was out in the water, and Heather McDermott, who used to be on this group, was out in the water too, and we kind of kept an eye on things out there. And we only let them go to where the first house starts on Tickner, and that's as far as they could go, and then we had to come back in. And it was really well received, we had a lot of fun.
I think that's
We had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You had a lot of fun.
that was
First
a
year there was a
kayaking.
couple people, but last year there was quite a bit of people.
Now that they have the new launch and everything too.
Yeah,
so
that made it kinda nice for some people.
For people just in that general area and then.
Mhm.
Well, because our thinking too is there's not a lot of people know that is accessible, so having something like that
Right.
gets them out, so.
All right, so I'll walk in kayaking, and then we'll see what GDL has to say for that, and then we'll get in touch with Courtney again and see what she can come up with for us then,
Okay.
with their staffing. Hopefully, by March, they'll have their staffing figured out, and we can see how accessible they really are to us.
And are you thinking 2 little explorers again this year?
I think so. I mean, even if we do like one with a GDL, and then, like, we decide on another one that we wanna do.
I would love to do the nature, interpreted nature hike, cause I don't have any trips here, thank goodness.
We could try.
Amen.
Yes, I know.
So that would bring us up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which seems to be our sweet spot.
I
I
would-
have a question, is this a working session, or do you have other times where public can give input?
You can input whenever you feel like it.
Oh,
We're
okay,
we're very, very casual.
okay, I didn't wanna interrupt.
Never know.
When you guys were talking about, bringing pets for kids, there was a turtle and something else.
So
I wanted to suggest a salamander. Kids I've got an 8-year-old and a 10-year-old, and they love salamanders, and no one's usually ever scared of salamanders, and they're pretty cool, and they're local and native too, so.
Yeah,
A
they are.
salamander would be really cool for kids.
That would be.
Yeah, or like at the water, we could look at the mussels in the water, under the dirt, the sand, the muck there, you dig it up and there are freshwater mussels.
There's Eagle
And
Woodland
like in
that
the
little
park,
beach area
Eagle
right
Woodland
there.
Park, there are salamanders.
I don't know.
We
how
can turn
often
over the
people-
logs, there's a few,
Yeah,
sometimes we get lucky.
absolutely.
Just gotta watch out for poison ivy.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
my
a big
goodness.
thing.
Oh, is there some of that park?
Poison
Oh,
ivy.
it's
That's
why
why
we
we
try
try
to
to
stay
stay
on
on
the,
the, like on the.
Genesee County Park, probably is it better, cause you saw a bunch on the trees,
There
the
was-
salamanders.
There was poison ivy, I kid you not, that was this thick.
That I believe.
At our Eagles Woodland Park.
I go there all the time, I've never seen any.
That's
Oh my
It
goodness.
is
Yeah,
this thick.
okay.
That thick, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
from
healthy
California,
there.
very familiar.
It's healthy for sure.
That is the
We do
biggest
warn people
poison
when
ivy
we do
I've seen.
like our little walks around to
Yeah.
stay on.
And not only that, but like,
Stay on the boardwalk.
Is it?
Yeah.
That
I
might
would have
just
to
be
say
better
like
to
every
Genesee
other
County Park.
plant on the ground is also poison ivy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, I think the Eagle Woodland Park Utilized Park is absolutely breathtaking. Every time I go
It
there, I
is
get
so
something
nice.
new, something different. I just so enjoy it as a resident here in the city of Linden. I will be absolutely with my kids at any hour walk at night. That sounds fantastic. Whatever park you guys put it at, we will be at that. It would be enchanting at Eaglewood Park, but at the county park, it is ADA accessible. So more people can enjoy it, and they are wider, larger trails. And there's that
Yeah.
whole back area, we hike in a bunch, that I bet if you're gonna find owls, it'll be back there where there's less people.
Oh, yeah,
Up the
yeah.
trail.
That would be super
Yeah.
great. Suggestion for summer, I would love to see a kite flying event at the park, at
Oh,
the.
like,
the,
maybe
the
make
county
your own
park with All
kite.
that open space next to the pathway, people who are ADA again can just go and just observe. But I would love to see some kites in the sky, we've got so
What
much
about
open
making a
area
kite
there.
and flying it?
Was that?
Making a kite and flying it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
those
used to, I
kites-
know, I used to do that with Girl
Yeah.
Scouts, and they just loved it. I mean, you know, they're just paper and stuff, but it's fun.
Yeah,
So we had actually
That's
talked about
super
doing like a boat, like building a little boat, but I mean, even if we do the kite instead, like, we try to do 2, like, little kid events a year.
yeah.
Seems pretty popular, but if we do something like that, I'm
Kite
sure a
Kite
lot.
event
yeah.
would be
Kite
awesome.
making?
Yeah.
Make your own kite and fly it.
Yeah.
Ooh, that sounds like
I've been
fun.
wanting to go there with my kids and fly a kite, but when a bunch of people are doing it at the same time,
Yeah.
it's just so much more interesting. We lived in Washington State and along the coast, and people would go fly kites all the time. So I just really miss seeing that. I just really miss seeing that. So I think it'd be really colorful and really fun.
It would be a fun thing.
Maybe get like an ice cream, vendor with maybe a truck or something like that to come to the event, maybe some, lemon.
Make our
tea or
own ice
something.
cream.
The ice cream brunch.
Get one of those little balls with the dry ice and throw it around. That would keep them busy.
Dippin' Dots.
You know, those little balls you make, you fill it with, I
Yeah.
think it's dry ice, and then you just fill it and could get a couple of those and have them pass them to and fro, and then they can make it and they'll be all tired.
But yeah, like lemonade stand or something there, would be pretty cool. Some other ideas I have is for, like a spring fest. You know, we all need pollinators and butterflies, we're losing those populations. So having, maybe at Eaglewood Park or any other park, having like a monarch butterfly learning lab, as well as discussing, rain gardens and butterfly gardens and pollinator gardens.
We discussed that in conjunction with gardens back here, of having like that backyard national park approach of having everybody do a little bit more native planting to help the pollinators.
That would work with the
Great, that's a
community
public
garden.
event that is hosted by the garden.
No, it'd be us hosting it.
Oh, yeah, so you guys are gonna
It
do
was
that?
one that we discussed. Did you mention it in your
I
rundown?
did not.
Okay.
Yeah,
Did you take-
that'd be great.
I was.
I grew butterfly milkweed, and so I harvest all the seeds, so I'm gonna be doing a bunch of starts, and I can, whatever I have, I can grow, I can definitely have gift, plants and seed packets. We do a little home farm type thing, so,
Nice.
do that, help the local population.
Great idea.
It is.
Okay, we have lots of good ideas.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Especially those the rain garden, pollinator garden, that works well with your community garden.
It does.
Or the presenter, you know, maybe you could do 2 parts.
Oh, I'll have to think about all this stuff. It's a lot. I like it. I like it a lot.
And one part learning about them and the next week, making them. Just do it 2 weeks in a row.
Okay. Does anybody have any other ideas that we need to throw out there? Thank you for your ideas. We appreciate that.
Yeah,
Really do.
seriously.
Yeah, you're welcome, like I said, I've got 8-year-old and 10-year-old, so it's
Oh,
like.
yeah, you're right in the
Well,
thick
so
of
I was
it.
actually trying to come up with that boat craft, I'm like, I really gotta like look into it, but I mean, that would probably be a lot easier to.
We're they like build a bout and then float it in the mill pond, is what
Yeah.
you're thinking?
That's what I
That
was
would be
thinking.
fun.
But we try to do like 2 of the, like the little orchid stuff,
Yeah.
but honestly, like I feel like the kite
I like the kite.
I like the kite.
It's a
Yeah.
lot of fun.
It'll be fun.
The boat, I worry about it becoming trash in the water,
Well,
when the boat sinks.
yeah, well, so I would
Yeah.
have somebody in the water to make sure all that, but yeah, that was a concern about
Yeah.
what we would do to make sure everything's out, but.
I like the kite idea. That sounds like a lot of fun. Thank you. Well, we'll have to think about all these. We'll get Courtney to come back to us, and we'll see if we can get Kelly to come at the March meeting, and then we can finalize what we want to do for the summer. Thursdays in the park.
How many guys do you guys typically do 6, you said?
Yeah, usually about 6. Yeah.
Every 2 or 3 weeks normally.
Depends on if the area that we wanna use is in use, and we have to work around, you know, if
Yeah.
the gazebo is being used for something else, or, you know, if there's a happening in Linden or something like that, then we have to work around that, but it's basically about 6 of them. We run into the fall.
Oh, okay. I remember you guys having the September one. Is that the only one in the fall that you guys do?
Yeah, that's the latest we go. By then, the kids are back in school and nobody's got time for
Yeah.
anything.
So,
Yes.
do we have some proposed dates or anything?
No, we don't. Let's take a look at the calendar and let's take a look and see
That's what we
what we
can-
could use. Okay. Normally we start in June. So the first Thursday in June would be the 5th, June 5th. These are just tentative.
Oh, yep,
Kind of
yep,
those
yep,
things.
I put them under proposed.
Okay.
Yep.
Now let's go June 12th, June 26th. In July, we run into July 4th. July 10th, 24, that's 4, 2 more. August 14th and August 28th. Let's kind of go for those dates, and we'll keep that in our mind that that's where we're headed. How do those dates sound?
Good.
They're good? Good.
Those are all Thursdays.
All Thursdays.
I mean, of course.
All
Sorry.
Thursdays. Yep, all Thursdays.
Okay.
Okay, let's kind of go with those dates and then we'll see where we can plug things in March. Does that sound good?
Yep.
Okay, perfect, thank you. All right. Thursdays at the park is done. Community garden. I am the coordinator for our community garden. And for those of you who are new, the garden, what has been on this property, this will be our 4th year in the garden. And it was an old garden that was abandoned, and almost 4 years ago, I came to LOSI and asked them if we could open up the garden and create another community garden. And they gave us the go-ahead to do it. So, got together with a group of people and we pulled out weeds that were this high completely all across it's a half acre. Got it cleaned up, did a lot of work, and we have now a really robust community garden back there. So, when the city took over this property, we were now on city property. So we made an agreement that the community garden would report to Parks and Rec, just because it kind of fit. So that's what we've been doing ever since the city took over for LOSI. So every month when we have our meeting, I just kind of give us a rundown of what's going on in the garden. So here's the rundown. We have 4 raised beds out there, and we use all of those beds for donation beds, and whatever's grown in there gets donated to the front of LOSI, and the community picks them up whenever they want it for free. So we realized that some of the folks here at LOSI actually cannot any longer get down on the ground and garden, so we thought we would offer 2 of the raised beds to 2 gardeners who would garden in a raised bed instead. And we would do it at no charge for the first year. We'd have the gardens ready to go. They'd have to provide their seeds, their work, their water, all that kind of stuff. And they have to be able to get up and down the hill or be able to drive down the hill and park in front of the garden. So we did get some applications, and we have a steering committee, and we're meeting next month to go over those applications. We know for sure definitely one is gonna, but we're a little iffy on some of the other ones. But now we've had a member come to us and she has some medical issues and cannot garden in her plot any longer and would like a raised bed. So, that leaves us with only 1 donation bed. So what we're thinking of doing, and we're gonna work on this in February, if we have the funds to do it, is build another, we have room for 4 more raised beds. And we're going to probably build 1 or 2 raised beds if we have the funds to do that, so that we can expand this program. We are also,
How much do they cost? About, you know, to do a raised-
$2.25 to do a raised bed. All of the dirt that's in the great raised beds though was, donated by Scott's. The, one people, my son worked for them at one time.
2,500? How much?
$225.
Okay, I'm sorry.
$225.
Okay.
Not $2,500.
I was just saying 2.25.
So all of the organic raised bed soil was donated by Scott's, and they came in a huge flatbed, and we had to get someone to take them off, and it was really just such a huge gift for us. So we'll have to fill those. If we build 2 more, we'll have to fill those in some way, but we're looking at some grants, we're looking at some grant money coming from a couple places. But anyways, the garden is really, really busy. We've got about 25 gardeners down there right now. We were 9 the first year, and now we're at about 25. We have room for a couple more if we put up some more raised beds. So we're kind of looking at that. Those are the things we're gonna talk about at the steering committee meeting next month, how we're gonna handle the raised beds and if we're gonna grow or add some more raised beds. The Fenton Community Garden also donates food out front. And they were really robust with food this year. I visited the girl that's in charge over there, and they had a huge garden that they were donating. They really bring a lot of stuff.
There's
Which is
this
wonderful.
humongous.
And theirs is really big. Their donation area is really big. And that was part of their agreement with the city when they took over that property. So anyways, that's kind of what we're doing with the community garden. It's a lot of fun. We were on the Open Gate Garden Club's tour last year, and it was very fun. We had about 100 people there, and it was very fun. We did, unfortunately, we have a gentleman who was the guy who did all the fence work and, oh gosh, he did water work and hose work and all sorts of stuff for us. And he's a neighbor of mine, and I noticed last week that nothing had moved at his house for a few days, and it turned out that he had passed away in his house.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so we won't have to keep with us, but we're gonna have to step it up and find some other people that can help us with those chores. He was not a gardener, but he loved doing all the rest of the stuff, and we're just gonna miss him a lot. So we're looking for a used garden bench right now that we can put in the garden, and we'll have that as a dedication to him. We'll put a plaque on it as a dedication. He was really an amazing guy. He really was. So that's the story on the garden. That's what I've got. Anybody have any questions about it? Okay. Since you are our commissioner, do you have any comments?
Not really, not really. Maybe after, as we go along, we just had a council meeting, we didn't really talk much about, summer stuff, but. Just that, I'll help wherever I can personally.
Okay. In your position as a council rep,
Yeah.
basically, you will bring
And I'll
anything
make
that
sure,
goes
yeah,
back to
oh,
council.
absolutely, I announced our first meeting, we got our visitors, and so I was hoping more people would show up
Yeah.
with some ideas.
It's winter.
Well, it is winter, but hey, what better way to think about the summer than to come out here and think about ideas? Maybe we need one of those cabana nights in here, we could like
You gotta plan now.
cabana night, hey, we can pretend,
The spring is what's keeping me
Put some
going.
bright lights out here.
Coming up quick.
Yeah,
But you gotta plan in the winter for the spring.
yeah,
Comes quick.
Does anybody else have anything else you want to
you
share?
know what, we could do that,
What would you like to do?
cookout. Why not a barbecue?
Would be fun. It could be a lot of fun.
Thursdays in the night barbecue?
Thursdays in the park barbecue.
It's been a long week.
I just wanna say that there was a barbecue here like last summer, and my kids really loved it. There was nothing like extravagant about it. It was just being here and the people, and it was like a build your plate $5 or whatever. We sat over the tables on the side. They had a grand old time. Yeah.
Yeah, we could come here and play shuffleboard. Oh, wait, they have stuff, areas to play games, like, why couldn't we do an old time game night? you know, where, you remember, I don't know if we can still do jarts, but you know.
Charts is fun.
Jarts, and what about, hula hoop contests? You can do those outside.
Honestly,
How
that
about-
might be a thing, something for the, like, Triangle Park, once they get that figured out.
Yeah.
We love bocce ball.
There
Like
you
a
go.
little lawn.
Badminton for crying out loud, we can
Yeah.
stick a badminton out, or,
We've been trying to do more, like, a thing per park, since that's gonna be under construction this year.
Yeah.
But maybe next year.
even, I don't know, croquet, historic stuff you did in parks, croquet, not
Well,
crochet.
if you mesh all these things, cause I've heard, you know, like a movie night, and then I'm hearing barbecue, if you mesh them all as an end of summer,
Uh-huh.
you know, get together,
Yeah, and just
That-
our community gathering.
yes, yep.
That would be a really great closing,
That'd be fun.
fun.
Yeah, that'd be really fun. Why don't we look into that? That would be a fun night.
And I don't know,
With
can we
historic
partner,
games, I don't know.
can you guys partner with Happening in Linden? Because I just was, and Tessa, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I think I was told that the, what is that, National Night Out
Yeah.
was no more.
Really?
That's what somebody had just told
That's
me
a
on,
shame.
on,
Partnering with happenings would be a really good idea.
That would be a really
But
good
if-
thing,
if-
but wouldn't it be fun? Let's do a barbecue.
yeah, if we
Yeah.
could do those things and maybe even do it at that time frame
Yeah,
when,
cause then it should be
National
darker
Night
out,
Out.
if we do later in the, should be darker enough
Yep.
to do like an earlier movie night.
yep, yep.
That'd be fun.
I just know personally, sorry if I can speak, I just know personally that the Frosty Parade, we always go to it. And when we were getting ready to go back to our car, and there was just people everywhere, crossing, you know, walking across the bridge and everywhere. It was like the town was so alive.
Yeah.
It just felt amazing.
It
And
was.
I
there's
took-
just so much, there's so many great people and there's so much to do. And it's like that gathering brought so many people, but I'm like, I wanna see all these people all the time. Like, I wanna see them more. Like, I wanna see like on a Saturday, just people at the gazebo just hanging out and like just people everywhere. And so
Right.
these events, as many as there could be to bring people into the
Yeah.
town, because it's just,
Yeah.
you know, I'm like, where did all these people come from? Come back Saturday, like, where are you?
I thought
So
it was really
it-
cool when I took a picture of all the businesses and they were all lit and it was at night. I
It
thought
was,
that
it was,
I thought
at
that was so
Christmas, it
cool.
was really, really neat.
That was so
Yeah,
cool.
it's really pretty.
I don't know, it'd be kinda neat to do a historic game night in the park though, hula hoops and,
It'd be fun to do that.
you know, I don't think pogo sticks would work, even though there's a lot of kids that
That
could
might
do
be,
them, but those are kinda dangerous.
Like some waivers or
Marble,
something.
how about marbles,
Yeah.
hula hoops, jars, croquet?
Lawn
Sure, you gotta
darts.
watch.
Oh, that's true, but maybe we could do rubber bands. Oh,
Hey.
wait, no, I'm sorry, what can we do?
Let's do a movie night.
I like that. Try to just come back to basics,
You
kind of back to
can't- you can't
basics,
do lawn
because
darts
the kids of
either.
now,
No,
like,
we
haven't
learn.
learned a lot
There's
of
gotta
this
be
stuff.
something there.
When we were on vacation in Northwest Michigan over the summer, we stopped at an old schoolhouse and there was a gal doing a tour there, and she got out stilts, and she got my kids to get on these stilts, and that's what they did at recess. They would go up on these stilts and they would walk on them, and my kids had so much fun. They're like, I want to go to school in the olden days. And they were doing all these olden games, and they got to ring the bell for the school, and really they haven't seen any of that, and they've never been exposed to any of that, or like even stories. So going back to basics is really quite fun for kids.
You
Yeah,
know what
there's
that
all those
reminds
old
me?
games, like eat marbles, or they push the, rolling the ring tosses, things
Yeah.
that, you know, those things are good for your mind, body, and balance and coordination.
You know
They
what that,
teach
you
all
know what
sorts
that
of
reminds
skills.
me of? In Shiawassee County, in Corona, they have like this model village where they brought in these old historic buildings, and they have like a schoolhouse, and like there's like a dunce camp, and you know, all the old school stuff set up. And we saw a schoolhouse in Arizona that was like that too.
But they did, and they did old games in the park.
Yeah, so they had different types of old games to go with this different structures, and it's kind of cool.
But we have a lot of really good ideas for March. So, let's think about these over time. We'll get these other folks to come in for our next meeting, and then in March, we'll just nail down exactly what we're gonna do every single, we've got dates now. We'll just nail down exactly what we're gonna do for each time. Will you be able to, Sadie, can you talk to Kristen about, kids stuff? The kids stuff, okay. That would be great. And, I think we're good to early spring, we got some great ideas, really good ideas. I really like partnering with GDL like that, and I like partnering with, Johnson County Parks. I think they bring a lot of value to the programs.
Mm-hmm.